You're 100% right. The original Terminator in the movie, when they pan to the Terminator, all the information's just popping up. So,
Right.
so, which is, by the way, very odd, because if the Terminator's a real computer, he wouldn't need to actually see the information. The information would just be, bits and bytes pushed into
Good point. Way to blow a hole in fucking Terminator now.
but you have to display it. You otherwise the people aren't going to know that it's there. Brilliant fucking movie. I'm sorry to blow a hole with it. So I wanted to talk to you about what I think is one of the biggest moments in political history happened. Well, one of the biggest political blunders happened this week. So
Really?
did you see RFK Jr. today with endorsing Trump?
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
I'm sorry. I got a text that I was reading. I did see that. I saw RFK Jr. Yes.
So RFK went to the Kamala Harris campaign. And right now, by the way, Democrats are losing their shit. They're like, RFK was always a Republican plant. He was a Trump plant the whole time. I hate him. I hate him. Don't hate him, hate Kamala. He went to Kamala Harris and tried to work a deal. The Harris campaign shit on him. They didn't even return his phone calls. They didn't set a meeting. Nobody talked to RFK. He went to the Democratic side and said, I would like to offer my services first. And they made a
Really
catastrophically bad mistake, because in their mind, he's the enemy. Why is he the enemy? I'll tell you why he's the enemy. RFK is an absolute leftist in every way, from abortion to the environment. Matter of fact, he's probably the most influential environmental person in terms of changing the environment in my lifetime, 50 years old, in terms of cleaning up the Hudson River and suing the people that were fucking up the environment, keeping them from screwing it up. Nobody else has done more to actually impact the environment than RFK. He's a lawyer, an environmental lawyer. So he goes to Kamala. They hate him because they say this guy's a piece of shit. Well, he's a piece of shit because he was attacking Big Pharma. And Big Pharma is tied to the media, and Big Pharma is tied to the same people that run Kamala. So they don't like him because he's against government corruption, and they are government corruption itself. But
right.
he still went to them and said, hey, I would like to, provide some value in your campaign. If she had worked that magic and secured RFK, worked through their differences like a professional, it might be over for Trump. It might be over. But because she whiffed on this, because she missed the layup, Trump grabbed the ball. He ran to the other end of the court, and he fucking Shaquille O'Neal dunked on her and then hung on the rims and shoved his fucking nuts right in her fucking face. It was like, suck it. Suck it. He's introducing Trump at his rally tonight. It's literally Shaq's fucking Trump's balls just in Kamala's face. She fucking whiffed it that bad, where he's like hanging with both fucking nuts. And right now she's screaming, technical foul, ref.
What's she saying?
Foul. RFK Jr. is terrible. His family disavows everything they can. They're attacking everything. They're going fucking nuts. The family, his 5 family members wrote a letter so they can distract from it. And it's all so that people hate him enough not to listen to the words, because the speech he gave was arguably the most important speech this year. It covered all the corruption, all the reasons that he was held out of the election, all the suing they did, all the slime the DNC did to keep him out of having a fair chance to be in a democratic system, and systematically dismantled all of it. Then he dismantled our health and food, our big food, how they're poisoning these kids, processed food, seed oils. Boom. Then he walked through. I mean, he just systematically just fucking dismantled everything in just a beautiful way. You can't even argue it. It was done with no emotion. It was done from the heart with no
It
emotion.
was beautiful. God, no
With
emotion.
articulate. It was fucking fact-based. And you found yourself watching that going, no wonder Kamala Harris wouldn't let him on the ballot. Can you imagine if Biden or he or it just on stage, people, the reason people hate him is they aren't allowed to hear him. If you listen to him, you can't argue with him. You cannot argue with him. You can't. Every word is just fucking every sentence is spot on. And if you do, he's got facts to back it up. I mean, he's a lawyer. He's a very good environmental lawyer. He's got everything to back everything up. Cases and a memory that's fucking ridiculous. Like he's got one of those memories where he can go, well, on page 57 of this document, and walk through the whole thing and just make you feel like shit about yourself. So Trump dunked on her with his big nuts in her face in what I would consider to be the worst political decision ever. She could have had checkmate, and she just gave him checkmate back. Of course, they can cheat. When I say checkmate, it's not really checkmate, but she gave him the fucking edge in the worst possible way, because he gave the best possible speech.
All those states, fucking Vegas, Michigan, all of them.
And
This guy's going 5 points or so.
it should be I think I saw the numbers that 44% of RFK Jr.'s voters intended to vote for Trump, 27% intended to vote for Kamala Harris, plus 17 Trump. And after RFK's speech and after the reception that RFK got at the convention or at Trump's speech tonight, which was a bigger burst than it was for Trump, he was a superstar at this event.
Superstar. Yep.
And gave a fucking great speech. I think it could be plus 18 to plus 20, at the end for his voters.
Yeah.
You just find yourself going, if you're going to be president of the United States and you get a layup, and the layup is your Democratic, adversary that you kicked out of the party, that you've been beating up legally, that you've been treating like shit, reaches out with an olive branch and says, hey, can I work with you?
Well, she won't even take a meeting from her. That's a matter of class. She's got no fucking class.
Forget the class. Think about this as a leader of the United States of America. If you're going to not think about the repercussions of not saying, you should know playing chess or checkers. Well, if I don't pick up this call, maybe because she knows Trump and him are friends. If I don't meet with him and I don't neutralize this threat, the threat's going to go over there. Her pride and her ego kept them from making a very simple chess move, kept them from making checkmate. They missed a layup because of their pride and their egos. Not
How do you know? Is this public that he went to her first?
Yeah, no, it's admitted. Yeah, it's very public. Both sides have admitted to that. Yeah. They just didn't want to. They thought, hey, this guy doesn't represent. We don't have a place for him. Fuck him. And so he reached out to Trump. Trump's like, absolutely. And here's the funny thing. What do you think Trump has RFK Jr. pegged for? Director of the CIA, Jimmy.
Oh.
So the agency that killed his family members.
Shut the fuck up.
He wants to put RFK, and he's publicly said it. This is not me just making it up. He's literally posted about it. Wouldn't he make a great CIA director? The guy whose agency killed his family members, murdered them, just smat out, murdered them, covered it up, shit on him, did it shit to his family left and right. He will be their boss. That is a fucking, that the intelligence community right now is in a full they're like,
shit your pants mode.
Not let this. No, they're like, we are not letting this shit happen. We're not letting it happen. Yeah. So the cheating.
They better put glass around him.
They do right now. He'll come out if something's happening in the audience. I mean, that's a ballsy cat right there. He doesn't give a fuck. If I got shot in an open space at a place, I'd be a little jumpy, Jimmy. I'd be a little
skittish.
I'd be a tad skittish if I were out there. I'm not just going to go out the next day and be like, I trust these guys to get it right this time. I'd be a
Yeah.
little like, you'd be seeing my eyes kind of darting. You'd see a
Practice
little,
makes perfect.
you'd be like, Jesus, it looks like he's 15 pounds heavier today. I'd have full body armor on.